Okay, this is Corvette, and she is a 3-year-old half Arabian, and she's going to be our demo along with Hilto on showing how to adjust your reins. Most people kind of struggle at changing the reins quickly, and so we're just going to give you a couple tips here on how to change it and be more effective. So for that, we're going to use the one rein stops, or the what we call flexions, and show you how effective they can be for practice here on just running your hand down and getting her to give. So what I like to see is when you, hi Corvette, when you change your hand, it's better if you lift your opposite hand up and then slide your hand down versus leaning forward and then asking the horse to turn. So that way you're not off balance. You can sit perfectly still in the saddle and get the job done. So show how most people do it by leaning forward and getting the rein shorter. See, so most people do that, and and it worked. But if you were at a dead run or the horse was truly spooking at something, you're kind of halfway over the horse's shoulder, so not exactly safe. So instead, if he's going to lift his left hand, so lift your hand up high and then slide your hand down and do it the way we do it. So your hand slides down, and see, all he has to do now is just pull his hand back. He didn't have to pull the other rein and lean forward or anything. He got to sit perfectly still in that saddle and change. If he wants to change hands, he'll do the same thing. So right there, now see how his other hand comes down so the horse has room to flex? Now change hands. So see, now the right hand is there. Good. Now change hands. So every time you want, this is a good exercise to practice. Be able to change your hands quickly and smoothly. So I'm going to zoom in on your hands here. So see, the other hand comes down. There you go. Now change. So one hand comes up. So the other hand, all it has to do is open up into like a O, slide down, bend your elbow, and your horse is turned. See, once his hand is down there, see, he slides down, now he bends his elbow, tightens his abs, the horse turned. Obviously, the more trained your horse is to do this, the better, but you need to be trained to do this as well as the horse. Okay? So, show again how most people do it. Just lean forward as she's eating grass. See, so that works, but what happens when you're moving forward? And then you have to lean all the way back. In the other one, you don't have to do that at all. Okay, and then in a minute here, we're going to show you how the problems with having too loose a rein to doing this, and then also how to use this exercise in motion. Okay, and most people, especially when they're panicked, they forget to shorten their rein. Like we just said, you should practice shortening that rein till it's ingrained in your head. So, in a really trained horse like this one, it's going to probably still flex his head, but in an emergency situation, it's not going to because your rein's not tight. So show them what happens if you don't tighten up your rein. So see, the horse still flexes his head, but see how loose that rein is? There's nothing actually making her do it besides that we suggested it to her. So, if you were in an emergency, that's not going to be good. So try that again, Hilda. See, like right there when she's too busy about eating grass, see how she did it real lackadaisical? Now slide your hand down and do it. See, by sliding his hand down, now she's coming directly off rein pressure. She's not learning a trick. She's not doing it because she saw your hand come down there. She did it because you gave her rein pressure. And this is an exercise to teach them how to come off rein pressure. And like I said, later it's going to become very important for, if there is a place where disciplining them or they get real excited, this is going to be important that this horse has it very well, and it also means you have to have it very well. So finish up again by showing them how to change each hand. So see, pulls one hand up, bends the elbow, pulls one hand up, bends the elbow. So each time the opposite hand raises up so he can grab with his other hand, and he doesn't ever, see how the seat's not moving at all? This is much easier. Do this every time. We do this every time, at least 4 times every time we mount. And a lot of times while we're standing still, at least while the horse is green. 1 for us, 2 for the horse. Okay.